Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everybody, how are you today?
Please introduce ourselves. My name is Nurul Laili Mahmudah.
And me, Ridwan Robai. We are from
Islamic Senior High School to Kebumen.
One of our teachers said, teacher can make clever, but autonomous learning make you perfect.
For this segment, we can make the background of knowledge of this research. The situation of COVID-19 pandemic today carried out using an online system. And of course, we have to learn by ourselves hardly. It turns out that online learning raises several problems. One of them is psychological disorder.
We conducted this research aiming to find out the psychological disorder experienced by students during online learning and how it consequences the learning outcome of students.
Our research questions are: first, what are the psychological disorders of students that arise due to online learning?
The second one, how is the impact of psychological disorder that online learning on student learning outcomes? The method we use in this research is qualitative descriptive method. We use interview technique to retrieve data. However, due to the situation and condition that were not possible, interview was conducted in questionnaire via Google Form.
We started distributing online questionnaire in the Google Form from 30 June to 6 July 2020.
For more detail, we can describe our research design is follow.
We did for testing on our research. There are credibility tests, transferability tests, dependability tests, and conformability tests.
1. Credibility test. In order for data to be considered to have credibility or a high level of trust, we have implemented several strategies. There are persistence and short triangulation. We perceive by making observation more carefully and continuously. Meanwhile, short triangulation is used to test the credibility of the data by checking the data option through three sources: student, teacher, and parents.
2. Transferability test. Our research has conducted a transferability test. We take different samples in the same of population.
3. Dependability test. Dependability testing is done by conducting an audit of the research process.
4. Conformability test. Research is said to be objective if the result of the research have been agreed by many people.
Statistical detail. We observed a total of 435 respondents from 28 schools with a composition of 72% female and 28% male. The data obtained from the question item in the questionnaire can be displayed in detail or statistically.
Result and analysis.
1. Online learning. The data show in Kebumen Regency during the COVID-19 pandemic, 97% used online learning. Only 2% don't use it. Their response was 45% feeling happy and 42% ordinary to online learning. 13% of respondents feel unhappy and feel overwhelmed.
2. Media and learning model. 98% of students have media or means, but 35% have inadequate access. The learning media also varies, such as WhatsApp group, Google Forms, Google Classroom, e-learning, and so on. 59% use WhatsApp group. The online learning model in Kebumen Regency is mostly in the form of question exercise. Only 3% of teachers use the video learning model.
3. Physical and psychological disorder of students. Based on the questionnaire in Kebumen Regency, 65% of students felt healthy during online learning. The rest have physical disorder. Meanwhile, only 32% experienced psychological disorder.
4. Resistance and parental support. The result of the data show that 53% of students feel a lack of interaction with teacher and friend when online learning. As many as 6% of teachers didn't immediately respond to students. 80% understand the need for online learning, but only 62% support online learning. Although 20% of parents of students don't understand online learning, 17% of them still support online learning. Only 3% are indifferent.
5. Active level and effectiveness of online learning. 60% of students in Kebumen Regency always participate online learning. There were 2 of the 435 students ensured that they had never participated, whereas 10% of students sometimes take part in online learning. Online learning in Kebumen Regency is not effective yet. This is supported by data. Only 30% of students ensured that online learning was effective because they felt happy. Meanwhile, the ineffectiveness of online learning is due to the monotonous and boring learning model.
6. Understanding of the material and student learning outcomes. Based on the data, 74% of students feel they don't understand during online learning. However, interestingly, their learning outcomes tend to be better than face-to-face learning. Only 38% of students experience a decrease in learning outcomes. The remaining 34% experience an increase. 20% have no effect because online learning or face-to-face learning they are still enthusiastic. Meanwhile, 80% don't know because they are indifferent. In reality, they cheat more often than use their abilities.
Conclusion. During the COVID-19 pandemic in Kebumen Regency, almost all schools carried out online learning. While online learning, most students felt healthy and didn't experience a psychological disorder. However, the level of understanding of material is low because the monotonous and boring learning model. Thus, online learning in Kebumen Regency not successful. So, the quality of education decreased.
Future work. Previous research has suggested that online learning has a significant psychological disorder. However, our research contradicts previous research. In our research, most students in Kebumen Regency didn't experience psychological disorder. Therefore, it is necessary to make effort from various parties so that online learning remains effective and doesn't cause of psychological disorder for students.
First, the government through the education office need to implement policies that can improve the quality of teacher in teaching online learning.
After that, the teacher can create a creative and innovative online learning model so that it doesn't bore its students.
Thus, students are expected to be active and able to absorb all subject matter maximally, even though learning is carried out online. The quality of education in Kebumen Regency has not decreased. It is even hoped that it will increase.
That's our presentation. We apologize for any mistake and hope it is useful. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Keep spirit and never give up. Thanks for your attention and
Cheerio!
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.